prevention, SARS, we were right at the epicenter of SARS at Toronto General Hospital. Those of you working in Ontario know that you all had to be screened before you walked in the door every morning. You had to have your temperature taken even though it was cold outside and it was normal temperature, so those ear thingies. Anyway, we would do that. We would screen you, we'd make sure you hadn't worked in another hospital, that you had no symptoms, etc., etc. That's the concept of building a wall, right? Building a wall around the organization so nothing bad happens. Well, one of our emergency room staff took Tylenol that morning, wasn't feeling well, lied through the screening, came in and infected 4 of our bridge staff with SARS. Guess your wall's not so high. The walls are never perfect, right? In fact, people in safety, and I'm sure you all know this, will argue that in fact those walls that we build are being breached constantly. They're actually very porous. So in infection control, we often forget to screen people, we often forget to isolate people with symptoms or whatever else. In the world of falls, you know, you might forget to do the checklist or whatever else, or, you know, all these things are going on. And mistakes and surprises are actually the norm. Most of our strategies are about prevention, but why don't we kind of realize that our prevention strategies often don't work all that well, and you need to build containment and resilience. In other words, expect bad things to happen, and when they happen, have a culture where everybody chips in to prevent the bad thing from going on. For example, let's say you're working on falls. You've got a great, you know, falls risk checklist and all of these things, but then for whatever reason, you know, the Swiss cheese model, someone's, an elderly patient standing up in their bed and they're about to walk to the washroom and they're a falls risk. Do all of your staff who see that run into the room? Or do they look and say, yeah, not my patient, and just keep walking? It's that building of all of us own this piece, which is what this frontline ownership work is all about. So what is this? So it's based on a couple complexity science concepts. One of them is positive deviance, and the other one are these facilitation tools we use called liberating structures. And the idea behind this is that we're getting the front line to really take ownership for the issue we're trying to improve. And I don't mean the usual way of we're going to get buy-in from the front line. I mean true empowerment and ownership, where they focus on what they want to focus on and they lead it. So it's a bit of a different concept from what many of us are actually used to.